Good evening. I am Lieutenant Daniel Rodriguez, the commander of the Police Training Academy. I would like to welcome everyone to the graduation ceremony for the Anne Arundel County Police Department's 81st Police Recruit Class. 7 months ago, 42 men and women came to our police academy to begin their long journey on the road to becoming a police officer. Today, we are here to celebrate the achievement of their goal. The Training Academy staff has worked very hard to prepare the recruit officers for the many challenges that they will face while serving the community as police officers. During the academy, the recruit officers have had to overcome many physical and mental obstacles to meet the expectations of the training staff. It has not been easy, but as these recruits have been told, there is no sense of accomplishment in anything which is just handed to you. Their perseverance is to be commended. Through a demonstration of leadership, teamwork, and dedication, the recruit officers have excelled in their efforts to become the best law enforcement officers possible. On behalf of the entire Police Academy staff, we are very proud of each and every one of them. This is a very special day for these outstanding men and women, the Anne Arundel County Police Department, and for you, the family members and friends who supported them throughout this experience. We thank you for your continued support and thank you for being here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride and honor that I present to you the recruit officers of the 81st Police Recruit Class. Please hold your applause while they march into the auditorium. Corporal Almendarez, host.
81st Recruit Class, out there, hoot, host.
Please stand for today's invocation, presentation of the colors, and the singing of the national anthem. It is my pleasure to introduce Reverend Norm Cruz, who will provide today's invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty Creator, you made your world good and perfect. Out of your great love, you created your children in your image. You made each of your children unique and special and made them caretakers of your creation. Your world was given to us to use and enjoy according to your blessings, but we were disloyal to you and your world. We were disloyal to ourselves and to our neighbors, causing the world to become in disarray, filled with sickness, hurt, and crime. In your great wisdom, you set aside men and women to serve in law enforcement, individuals dedicated to serve and willing to lay their lives on the line to the preservation of the quality of life you intended for your world. Tonight we come together to honor and recognize members of the Anne Arundel County Police Department's 81st Recruit Class. These men and women will ensure all communities of this great county are livable, safe, and secure. Instill in them the highest standards of service through adherence to the values of honesty, integrity, and respect for all human dignity. We pray, O gracious Father, you will continue to watch over and protect these men and women as they fulfill their new duties, as well as all men and women now serving in the profession of law enforcement. As the great teacher, guide these men and women in developing the skills necessary to identify and solve neighbor issues by the establishment of mutual trust through honest deeds and actions. In your omnipotent wisdom, power, and love, assess these individuals as they strive to make Anne Arundel County a better and safer place for all its residents to live and grow. Continue to fill them with faith, virtue, temperance, and godliness, that they will respect the dignity of every one of your children who were created unique and special in your sight. This we pray to you, the God of all, the one God. Shalom. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Cruz. Members of the Anne Arundel County Police Department's Special Operations Section will now present the colors, and Sergeant Melanie Jameson from our Southern District will sing our national anthem. Color Guard, please post.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' brass clap, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Sergeant Jameson, for your outstanding rendition of the national anthem, and many thanks to the Special Operations Section for presenting our colors. Everyone, please be seated. First, let me begin by personally congratulating the men and women of the 81st Recruit Class for your dedication in completing one of the most challenging training programs you will ever attend. You have met these challenges with hard work, enthusiasm, and pride in yourselves. You have also been ambassadors for the agency with the numerous community support events which you participated in, such as the Special Olympics Polar Bear Plunge and recovery operations at the tragic fire in Annapolis. I am proud of each of you and wish you the best of luck in your careers. At this time, I would like to take a few moments to acknowledge the many special guests who are in attendance this evening. Please bear with me, as there are several people that I want to recognize for their continued support of the police department. I will ask that you please hold your applause until the various introductions are completed. Beginning with the guests on stage, Chief Timothy Altamari, Chief of Police, Anne Arundel County Police Department. Representing County Executive Steve Shue is Diane Krogan, Chief of Staff. Stephen T. Moyer, Secretary of Public Safety and Correctional Services for the State of Maryland. Mr. Al Liebno, Deputy Director, Maryland Police and Correctional Training Commission. Acting Deputy Chief Bill Krampf, Administration Command. Acting Deputy Chief David Waltmeyer, Operations Command. Major Ed Bergen, who is currently assigned as a fellow to the International Association of Chiefs of Police. Acting Major Fred Plitt, Commander of the Bureau of Patrol. Acting Major Joe Jordan, Commander of the Bureau of Administration. Chief Alan Graves, Chief of the Anne Arundel County Fire Department. Ron Bateman, Sheriff of Anne Arundel County. Lieutenant Colonel Rick Tabor from the Anne Arundel County Sheriff's Department. Mr. Wes Adams, State's Attorney for Anne Arundel County. Mr. Jonathan Church, the Deputy State's Attorney for Anne Arundel County. Pete Smith, Anne Arundel County Counsel, representing District 1. Corporal Obie Atkinson, President of Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 70. Sergeant A.J. Gardner, representing the Police Supervisors Association. Sergeant Steve McBee, who is the most senior member of the agency with 36 years of active service with the department. Andy Rhodes, Personnel Officer for Anne Arundel County. Pam Jordan, Department of Aging. And Dan Kane, Department of Inspections and Permits. Next, seated in the audience to my left are members of the senior command staff of the Anne Arundel County Police Department. Michelle Simpson, Commander of the Eastern District. Acting Captain Katie Goodwin, Commander of the Western District. Acting Captain Steve Burrell, Commander of Southern District. Captain Frank Toohey, Commander of the Community Relations Division. Acting Captain Scott Davis, Commander of the Special Operations Division. Acting Captain Jeffrey Silverman, Commander of the Support Services Division. Captain Ross Passman, Commander of the Office of Professional Standards. And former Assistant Chief of Police for Anne Arundel County, Bill Lowry, is here with us tonight. I would now like to acknowledge some of the other special guests and community leaders in our audience this evening. Father Jim Kiesel, Police Chaplain. Reverend Bob Stevens, Police Chaplain. Reverend Lisa Vandal, Police Chaplain. Patricia O'Brien Borman from the Association of Property Owners. Mr. Mohan Grover, Human Relations Commissioner and the unofficial Mayor of Shadyside. And Evola Peters, Special Assistant for Minority Affairs. Thank you for your continued support to all of these people. Round of applause, please. Next, we have some members of our police personnel section who work diligently to ensure that we hire only the best applicants for the position of police officer. I would like to recognize them for all of their hard work. Lieutenant Jim Fredericks, who's the commander of the personnel section. Miss Marianne Teeming, personnel manager. Miss Cindy Osterman from police personnel. Mr. Tom Vernon, senior background investigator. Miss Kathy Hood, police personnel. Corporal Katie Duvall, police recruiter. And Corporal Chad McFarland, police recruiter. Now I would like to introduce the Police Academy staff and ask them to all please stand when their name is called and remain standing. The Academy staff is dedicated to making sure that our recruits receive the best training possible. This staff consists of some of the highest caliber instructors in the nation who are recognized by their peers for their expertise in various fields. I am honored to serve alongside of them as their commander. The Administrative Supervisor and Director of In-Service Training, Sergeant Dan Saraboff. The Director of Entrance Level Training, Sergeant Casey Stidham. The Assistant Director of Entrance Level Training, Sergeant Scott McAleer. The Director of Firearms and Specialized Training, Sergeant Lenny Frazier. The Entrance Level Staff, Corporal Melissa Rackley. Corporal Daniel Paymer. Corporal Brendan McGrath. And Corporal Steve Almendarez. The Firearms and In-Service Training Staff, Corporal Seth Martinez, Corporal Jeff Pivo, Corporal Mark Frazier, and Corporal Todd McNamara. From the In-Service section, Corporal Erica I. And last but not least, the Academy Secretary, who ensures that all of the recruits get paid and we get paid every week, Miss Susan Hood. Finally, I would like to ask all outside instructors, drill instructors, and all officers who assisted with the 81st recruit class who are in the audience to please stand and be recognized. All of these men and women do a great service to the Police Academy by helping our recruit officers become the most professional police officers possible. Thank you for all of your assistance. Round of applause, please. this time, I would like to introduce Acting Major Joe Jordan, Commander of the Bureau of Administration, to come forward for a few words.
Good evening. I too want to send my congratulations out to the 81st Recruit Class. You worked very hard, and tonight's the culmination of all that. So have fun out there and be careful. At this time, it's my honor and privilege to introduce the Chief of the Anne Arundel County Police Department, Tim Altamari.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tim Altamari. It is my honor and privilege to lead the Anne Arundel County Police Department. Some of you met me in the last week or so. Your loved ones down in front of you have met me several times. I'd like to open by saying I got about an hour of instruction on how to do this evening, and I'm going to mess it up, so you got to bear with me, please. Truly, as you look down at your loved ones in front of you here, I'd like you to be struck by several facts. One, they're entering a pretty tough job at arguably the toughest time to be a cop in the history of the United States of America. We are a professional, committed agency who respect all members of our community, who want to sustain viable communities throughout Anne Arundel County, who want to protect life and protect property. And only after those things do we want to enforce the law and catch bad guys. And that's a very important distinction nowadays. As we move forward in the future, your loved ones down in front of you are going to need you through the course of 20 years. The other day when it was just the command staff, me, and the recruits in the room, I told them that they have to maintain a sense of humor. You're going to have to do that also. You're going to have to maintain the ability to roll with the punches a little bit because it's a tough job. They're going to come home nights and not want to tell you what happened. They are going to come home from nights and you are going to know with an absolute certainty something bad happened. And you have to allow them the room to tell you in their own place, time, and the way they want to do it. And then you're going to have to forgive them when they're grumpy about it, because that's going to happen too. But just as they are, every one of you are who loves them, entering our family. If they need us, we will be there for them. If you need us, we will be there for you. And that's a pledge that's going to carry through the rest of their lives, and you can take that one to the bank. We're glad to have you here with us tonight, and we're glad that you're here to celebrate with them. You, ladies and gentlemen, should be extremely proud of yourselves. If you weren't with us in the last few days, I promise you that the loved one you have in front of you is earning the badge that we will put on their chest tonight. They have had a lot of, I'll call it rites of passage in the last 7 months. They've paid a heavy price to wear this patch and wear this badge. I am proud of you, and I want you all to look down at your left shoulder a minute and look at that patch. It's coming to mean something to you right now. It will come to mean the world to you, and when somebody besmirches it, it will enrage you, and you have to handle that with integrity and respect also. That's a message I want you to take from here tonight. You should be the proudest people in the world right now. And we talked about it the other day. You've got to earn that pride every day for the next 20 years. Keep that in mind. Let's talk about integrity a minute. I know you've heard every day that if you let your integrity slip once, it's harder to get it back. I know you've had it physically beaten into you the last 7 months, that your integrity is the most important thing going. I just want to add it one more time before we put these badges on you folks. If you lose it, you've lost everything. You have to keep it to earn that membership in this family every day, and I know you're going to. Remember what we talked about yesterday or the day before, what we all said in our interview, right? You're here to help people first. First and foremost, you're here to show human respect. It's okay to be a human being with people. It's okay to cry in front of people if the situation calls for it. But before anything else, when you wear this badge that weighs so much, you're here to help people. And 20 years from now, I want you to remember that just as starkly as you do tonight. I'm going to close now, and I'm going to invite State's Attorney Wes Adams up to say a few words. Before I sit down, I'll tell you one last time. I am so proud of you, and I can't wait for you to get to work on Monday.
The 81st, it was about 5 or 6 months ago that Deputy Church and I got to teach you guys some law. Hope it all stuck. To the friends and family of the 81st, it's an honor for me to stand here before them and welcome them to our law enforcement team. It's my privilege to stand shoulder to shoulder with Chief Altamari and our Sheriff Ron Bateman and be a part of the law enforcement team that helps keep our community safe. I know that the 81st will serve our community with honesty and integrity. I'm certain of it. I look forward to working with you guys, and you should know that everybody, from myself to the deputy to each and every one of my assistants, will be there to have your back. We will work with you every day in partnership to make sure that we can keep our community safe. I pray that for the next 20 years, the Archangel St. Michael, the patron saint of police officers, watches over you, so that every night you get to return home to these folks, and that in 20 years, myself and Deputy Church can stand before you and celebrate your retirement and your excellent service to the county. Welcome aboard, and I am proud to be your partner.
I am honored to be here tonight. Make no mistake, as the chief has already mentioned, this is one of the most challenging times to be a police officer ever in this country. Now more than ever, law enforcement is under intense scrutiny and facing extreme danger on the streets. But you can master the challenge by keeping two things in mind every single moment of every single day. And two other people have already used one of these two words I'm going to say: safety and integrity. My father was a man of great integrity. He grew up in Hagerstown with nothing. He went to the Maryland State Police Academy with nothing. He rose to the rank of major, retired, and became elected to Harford County Sheriff. I have deep, great respect for my father because he came from nothing to become someone who could give back to the neighborhood. On his deathbed a couple years ago, he looked at me straight in the face because I had retired from the Maryland State Police. And he said, "You need to get back in the game." And everyone that wears a badge in this room knows what that means. I had gone on to do something else, and he said, "You have too much influence on people to do the right thing in police, and you need to get back." I had spent 24 years with the Maryland State Police, retiring as a second in command. I was a lieutenant colonel. I had a stint as a deputy secretary of the Department of Juvenile Services, and then went on to run the law enforcement entity for the University of Maryland Medical Center in shock trauma. But my dad thought I needed to get back to my roots, and 4 months after he passed, I was on vacation in Sarasota, Florida. You know, it's a little bit warmer there than it is here. It's a lot warmer there than it is here. So while on vacation, I saw an opening for the position of Deputy Chief of the Sarasota Police Department. I applied, I accepted, and I worked there for 2 years. This past November, Governor Larry Hogan was elected. I got a phone call, and he said, "Steve, would you move back to Maryland and kick the gangs out of the jails?" And I said yes. So now, I have the opportunity to supervise 11,126 men and women who are largely unheralded, but critically important and immensely dedicated. Correctional officers, police officers, and parole officers, Agents are brilliant allies for you as you do your job every day. They're a wealth of information. There's intel information that comes from those jails, and they can help you do your job better. I am proud of the Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services, whose primary mission is to protect all Marylanders. I will get back to those two things that you need to think about every day. Safety. When safety is compromised, lives are destroyed. During my 24 years with the Maryland State Police, I saw 12 troopers killed in the line of duty. 6 by gunfire, 6 by motor vehicle accidents. I personally watched Ed Totley die as he was doing an undercover drug buy down in Prince George's County, which carried into the District of Columbia. It was an FBI task force. There was cameras in the car. We saw the video. We saw him die. Do you know what was the hardest part about watching him die? Is his wife was an administrative aide for our department. We flew her down to MedStar. We held her hand as Ed Totley went to heaven. Also during those 24 years, and this is a message out to the families, something else that we don't like to talk about. In addition to the 12 that were killed in the line of duty, 6 officers took their own life during my 24 years. You know these people seated in this front row. You know them better than we do. When they're troubled and it's really affecting them, gone are the days where the chiefs and sheriffs in this state ignore what's going on there. They are family to us, just like they're family to you. We need to know, you need to reach out, we need to keep them safe in their own houses as well. But right up there with safety, the chief's already mentioned it, respecting the badge. You can't teach integrity. Simply put, it's acting when nobody's looking the same way you would act when the world is watching. Nothing will bring you down faster than a lack of integrity. Just as you must maintain your own safety at all times, you must always watch your integrity. When you think about it, and I ran internal affairs for a 1,600-member police department for 3 years, there's one common thing that pops up in those cases. The only thing we can truly control is our own attitude. You certainly can't control everything that happens to you, but you absolutely can control how you react to what happens to you. How you communicate, how you treat people. I would be briefed without a name of a trooper. We averaged about 600 cases a year, some very minor, some serious. I would be briefed without a name. What do you think I could do after 3 years? Anybody want to take a guess? I could name the officer based on the type of the incident. Because only 1% of us really does really bad things, and we need to make sure that we keep an eye on that. But what you say and how you interact with people is the most important thing. I challenge you right now. Think of the bad police misconduct cases across this country. I defy you to tell me the name of the officer right now. Every single one of you know which department they work for, though, don't you? It's not, when you do something bad or treat people bad in the public view, it reflects on that patch and that badge. Don't do it to your department. It's not about you, it's about the department. During these past few weeks, I've been side by side with Governor Hogan, Superintendent Bill Palazzi, General Singh on the streets of Baltimore City. He wanted me to make sure that I told you and the chief and the other Anne Arundel County officers, thank you for being in Baltimore City with the rest of law enforcement to keep Baltimore City safe. And I want everybody to give that department a round of applause right now. The Anne Arundel County Police Department is one of the greatly respected departments in the state and across this country. Serve it well, make it proud, make it prouder. I also want to thank the families. They need your support. There will be times, because I experienced it with my father and my two sons experienced it as well. There will be times where they miss Christmas. There will be times when they miss anniversaries. There'll be time when they miss birthdays. It is grueling on them. They want to be with you, but you're going to need to support them because those days will happen. There'll be the crisis during the middle of the night where there's supposed to be a birthday party the next morning. You need to stand by them. They need your respect and support and love them. Godspeed for all you do as you embark on this challenging and wonderful career. On behalf of the citizens of Maryland, I thank you for taking on this challenge, and I will pray for your safety every day. God bless you.
Sir, it has been the tradition of each previous graduation class to present to the Chief of Police a plaque signifying recognition of our deep appreciation for the quality of training we received at the Anne Arundel County Police Training Academy. On behalf of the 81st Recruit Class, I present to you this plaque.
Thank you, Recruit Officer Blake. We will now present several Recruit Officer Special Awards. With Sergeant Casey Stidham, who is the Academy's entry-level training director, please come forward and assist with these presentations.
Good evening. During the course of our Police Training Academy, emphasis was placed on an individual's ability to work as a team. However, there were several areas where individual excellence was observed. At this time, I would like to distinguish those recruit officers who have demonstrated exceptional performance in the areas of academics, firearms proficiency, emergency vehicle operations, physical fitness, defensive tactics, and leadership. Our first award is the Academic Achievement Award. It is presented in recognition of the individual who maintains the highest academic average throughout the training process. Our training program consists of 42 written and numerous essay examinations. The Academic Achievement Award for the 81st Recruit Class is awarded to Recruit Officer Corey Arundel. Our second award is the EVOC Award. It's presented in recognition of the police recruit who demonstrated the highest overall combined score in our emergency vehicle operations course known as EVOC. This course is designed to test an individual's ability to operate a vehicle under extreme conditions. The recipient of this award for the 81st Recruit Class is Recruit Officer Eric Blake. Marksmanship Award. The Marksmanship Award is presented to the recruit officer who achieves the highest overall combined score during our firearms training process. Each recruit spends numerous hours of instruction in the proper use of firearms. The Marksmanship honor for the 81st Recruit Class is presented to Recruit Officer Victor Jones. presented to the recruit officer that excelled in physical fitness, which tests cardiovascular endurance as well as overall strength. An officer's physical fitness will have a major impact on their career. Physical Fitness Award for the 81st Recruit Class is presented to Recruit Officer Benjamin Donahue. The Defensive Tactics Award. The Defensive Tactics Award is presented in recognition of the individual who demonstrated the highest level of proficiency in our defensive tactics training program. The program is designed to build the necessary skills to make sound judgment, proper utilization of issued equipment, and to overcome adversity and a physical altercation. The program culminates in a physically and mentally challenging final examination where all skills are combined and tested. The recipient of the 81st Recruit Class is Recruit Officer Brian Cavey. Finally, the Academy would like to present two final awards for recruit officers who displayed exceptional leadership skills, motivation, and dedication to the 81st Recruit Class. The Leadership Award is traditionally presented to the class leader. Due to the class being the largest in the history of our agency, we have had two designated leaders for this class. As class leader, the recruit must go above and beyond the typical recruit assignments. Additionally, the class leader is instrumental in assisting the class with the transition to academy life, and they provide enormous assistance to the academy staff. The role of class leader is difficult, time-consuming, and often a thankless job. For the 81st Recruit Class, we'd like to present the Leadership Award to Recruit Officer Eric Blake and Recruit Officer Philip Curley, and thank both of them for their service to this class and our staff. Congratulations to all these recruits.
I am proud to present this award to drill instructor Joshua Twigg and thank him for his service to this class and our academy staff.
This recruit class participated in the Special Olympics polar bear plunge and received the award for having the academy class that raised the most money of all academy classes in the state of Maryland. They raised over $6,600 for Special Olympics as part of the polar bear plunge and received this award, which will be displayed at the academy on behalf of your class. So a round of applause for the entire class.
Forward. March.